So what if I told you your brilliant idea has an expiration date? Yeah. Today, we're not just talking about some dry patent law. We're talking about your idea's strategic timeline, its very own ticking clock.
Look, if you're a founder, an inventor, an entrepreneur, this is probably one of the most important questions you can ask yourself. And the answer? It's not just a number. It dictates your entire business strategy, your edge over the competition, and really your company's future. So let's figure this out.
Okay, let's dive right in. Before we even start that clock, we need to be crystal clear about what's at stake here. Why is this one piece of intellectual property just so incredibly important?
A patent is so much more than a legal document. Think of it as a shield that builds a moat around your business. But it's also a revenue engine. You can generate income just by licensing it out. And for investors, it's like a giant flashing sign that says secure and defensible asset. All of this adds up and directly boosts your company's valuation.
And hey, this isn't just theory. As patent attorney Bao Tran puts it, a single, well-managed patent portfolio can literally power a company from a garage startup all the way to an IPO. That's the power we're talking about protecting.
So we've established that a patent is a huge deal. Now for the main event. How long does this powerful protection actually last? Because it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all situation.
Okay, now this is where you really need to pay attention because the fine print here is everything. For a utility patent, that's the one that covers how something works, you get 20 years. But that clock starts ticking the second you file your application, not when it gets approved. For design and plant patents, the clock starts on the date of the grant. And I'm telling you, that distinction is absolutely critical for your planning. If you get that wrong, you could lose years of protection you thought you had.
So you have your patent. Great, but is it a set it and forget it kind of deal? Not quite. You actually have to actively maintain it to keep that protection going. For utility patents, which are the most common type, the government basically says you have to pay to play. You have to pay these periodic maintenance fees. You can think of it as them asking, hey, is this patent still valuable enough for you to protect? If you don't pay up, it expires early. Simple as that. And this timeline lays out the key checkpoints perfectly. Seriously, if you're a patent holder, take a screenshot of this. Put reminders in your calendar for 3.5, 7.5, and 11.5 years after your patent is granted. Each one of these deadlines is a strategic moment to ask yourself, is this invention still worth it? And decide whether to keep investing in its protection.
Now, this is a question we get all the time. The clock is running out. Can you just, add more time? Well, the short answer is no, but there are some really important exceptions. Let's break those down.
So let's be super clear on this. The crucial difference is this. You cannot renew a patent. Once its term is up, it's over. Done. However, in very specific situations, you can get an extension to make up for time that you lost unfairly.
There are pretty much two main ways this happens. The first is for regulatory delays. Think about a new drug that gets stuck in a super long FDA approval process. The second is when the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, the USPTO, causes unreasonable delays themselves. Here's an analogy. A regulatory delay is like getting extra time on a test because the school's fire alarm went off. A USPTO delay is like getting extra time because the teacher took way too long to hand you your test in the first place. See the difference?
All right, every patent, no matter what, has an expiration date. So, what happens next? And more importantly, how do you get ready for it?
Well, the invention enters what's called the public domain. And that means exactly what it sounds like. The idea no longer belongs to you exclusively. It belongs to everyone. It's the fundamental bargain of the entire patent system. You get a temporary monopoly, and in exchange, society eventually gets the knowledge.
And the consequences are immediate. The floodgates just open. Your competitors can now legally copy your invention. This is exactly when you see generic drugs hit the market, or rival products pop up that look and work just like yours did.
But here's the thing. You are not powerless as that end date gets closer. This is the time to make your final strategic moves. You can license the tech to a competitor, basically turning them into a partner. You can litigate to enforce your rights one last time. You can sell the patent outright to a bigger company. Or, and this is the most important one, you can innovate. You can file new patents on the next generation of your technology and start that clock all over again.
You see, the end of a patent isn't the end of your business. It's a pivot. It's a new beginning. Your competitive advantage just shifts from legal protection to the brand and the loyalty you've built. Now you compete on quality, on service, on your connection with customers, all while your R&D team is busy creating the next big thing.
So that brings us right back to where we started. Every single patent has a clock. It's designed to reward innovation, but only for a limited time.
The most successful companies, the ones that last, they don't just sit there watching the clock. They plan for every single stage of its life cycle. So the real question is, are you?